So one of the big debates right now, right, is about Cassie's husband. How do you feel about Cassie's husband?
What about him? I think he must be a stand-up dude right now.
Okay, so listen to this and tell me what you think. This is a black woman talking about Cassie's husband, okay?
Cassie's husband is the definition of unconditional love. And I love that for her.
You know how I know good men exist? Because Cassie's husband, Alex Fine, exists. Because Sierra's husband, Russell Wilson, exists.
Cassie's husband, Alex, that man ain't nothing. He ain't got nothing but God pumping through his veins. Like, truly an angel, you know.
May all my girlies find a love that resembles the love that Alex Fine has for Cassie. Like, what a beautiful demonstration of what it means to be loved fully and fearlessly and unapologetically.
Y'all think that is, what's her husband gonna feel? That's because too much of y'all manhood is tied to y'all ego. A lot of y'all not ready to help your girl carry her baggage.
Somebody go check on Alex. Somebody go check on Alex. I mean, to have to sit through this court case and hear all of those horrible things that your wife had to endure. But the worst part is listening to somebody say they urinated in your wife's mouth.
That's not funny.
So basically what all of these women are saying is God is pumping through your veins if you accept bad behavior.
Bad behavior?
God forbid that we actually hold her accountable as an adult for making the choices to be around, be in, and participate in these situations. And I know everybody is a victim when the victim mentality comes through. Forget feminism, forget choice, forget the fact that she actually participated, that she threatened to blow people's cars up, that she is the one that initiated a lot of the freak offs, that she cheated on her husband and then went back to Diddy and went and got bussed down. Forget all of that. God is with him, because this is how I know true love exists. So true love doesn't exist when you take accountability and responsibility for yourself. It exists in you being recovering from your situation, not even whether or not you actually a good person. You don't have to be a good person. You don't have to be faithful. You can chase the life. You can cheat on Ryan Leslie to get with Diddy. You can cheat on Diddy to get with other people, including the Alex dude. And then you can cheat on the Alex dude, the husband, when he FaceTime, and then go back to Diddy. And then you can get freak offs. You could be drug filled. And oh my God, she's an angel again. Yo, 100 women versus accountability. Women lose every single time. Every time. Fellas, if you the one that they talking about it like this, then be very aware you the simp.
What do you think? You think her husband is a simp? Okay, gentlemen in the comments, do you think Cassie's husband is a simp? Bozak laughing. Bozak's a fucking hater. Do y'all think Cassie's husband is a simp? Yes or no? What do you think?
I don't think he's a simp. I think he loves her. I don't think he's a simp. I'm not going to call him a simp.
Yeah, but I mean, dude.
Like, he knew that
they were dating, and she admitted on the stand. She went back and
he knew all this.
And she went back and banged. She went back and banged Diddy.
He knew all this, though.
I get that. Hold on. I get he knows.
Yeah, he knows. So
but he went back and banged Diddy?
He chose it. That's what he chose.
Yeah, I get that, but the question is he a simp?
I don't think he's a simp.
Brittany says no.
I think that he realizes that she was a victim, you know?
Stu Chicken says no.
I'm not saying that she's completely innocent, but she was very much a victim. And what I'm not going to do is victim blame. Because I've never been in her shoes. I don't know what it's like to leave an abusive partner, and then it's like when the slaves were released, or when you release slaves. Remember when in Game of Thrones, what's her name, Daenerys Targaryen released all the slaves, and then they were angry with her because that was the only way of life that they knew. Mm-hmm. They didn't know how to not be a slave. So I think that, like, because she got with Diddy at such a young age, she was only 19. Hold on, let me finish my thought. She was groomed for such a long time. it was hard for her to completely cut the abuse off cold turkey. Like sometimes it's hard for the abused to leave their abuser. And I'm not saying that like that's a great choice that she made. Like that's really shitty to cheat on your husband with the person that abused you. But at the same time, I'm not a victim of her situation. She was in a very unique situation for a very long time.
Okay, understood.
And he was with her. Her husband was her trainer, right? So he was with her at the house. So he saw a lot of the shit that she went through.
She left for Do It For Diddy, you know this.
I know. Wait, she left what?
She left for another, that was a music producer or something, right?
Right, she did.
So that's
why I said she chose it, like, you know.
This Diddy thing was like a career move in some ways.
Her.
You know what I mean?
She was only 19 too.
She still make a career move though.
Yeah, she made a career move and she made some bad choices and she got stuck. And then she became a victim. And I'm not saying, like, I'm sure when she was 19 years old, if she would have known that she would have had to go through all that shit, she would have probably made different choices.
Answer Bozak's question. Are 19-year-olds adults or children?
19-year-olds are adults, but think about it. When you were 19 once, like you probably don't make the best decisions at that age.
Ain't no way like some chick can be like, hey Sky, we doing a freak off now, okay? You gotta lay in the tub of baby oil and let all these dudes
that's
smash.
crazy.
I can be like, I'm fucking out. Fuck
That's
this.
crazy.
You know what I mean? I want your money, baby, but not that goddamn bad.
That's crazy. I mean, it's like, what are you
How do you even talk a girl into that shit?
When you're Diddy and you can sell her dream, oh, you want to be a superstar, you want to be the next Beyonce, this is what you got to do to get it. Still, you know, she made that choice, but she is a victim at the same time. And she definitely played a role in her own destruction. She definitely did. But I wouldn't wish what she went through on any of my worst enemies.
Chris has a point. Comparing slavery to making adult choices is wild. You like how black people like.
I wasn't comparing real slavery. I was comparing Game of Thrones, the TV show.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
You like how black people tie in slavery. Hey, which flavor of ice cream you want? Well, you see, during slavery, okay, the slaves weren't given vanilla.
Y'all making jokes, but I pray that none of your daughters ever end up in Hollywood at the age of 18 at somebody's house like Diddy or Jay-Z or somebody's house, whoever's house, wanting to be a Hollywood movie star. Like, I pray that never happens to your child, because this is a very dark town, and there's been a lot of you can easily get caught up in some shit, and before you know,
all towns dark, but I
LA, Hollywood has some weird shit going on. I'm gonna tell y'all.
No, I agree, right?
I've been in some very scary situations myself.
Share.
In Hollywood.
Please share.
No.
Just share one.
I'm good.
You still here, so you smart enough to get out. Tell us what happened.
Well, when I first moved here, I was very young and impressionable.
How old was young?
I was like 21 or 22. And I was walking down Hollywood, and this guy met me, and he invited me to the studio, and I met this producer who like apparently has worked with like Alicia Keys and all these big names and stuff like that. And they were like all doing cocaine in the back room and stuff like that. And then the producer pulled me to the side, and he was like, you have talent, you have this, you have that, but you're gonna have to do some things in order to like get ahead, like, that. He was like trying to convince me that I would have to basically like have sex and like suck dick and stuff like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right then and there?
I think he was trying to slowly groom me, because I had been to the studio a few times before he even like
dropped that on you.
Yeah, but then the way he dropped it on me made it seem like it was weird. Had I been like,
did you go back
more desperate? No, I didn't go back. Had I been more desperate though, he probably would have been able to convince me to do stuff like that. Like, I'm responsible for this person's fame. I've done this. Look at Google me. Look at my accolades. Then different producers would walk into the studio. He'd be like, you know who that was? That was a record executive for like this, and then he would take me to these different like. He took me like Paramount Studios. He took me to Atlantic Records. Like, he would take me to these different studios. In these big studios, and I would be working with these producers, and he would like, but then it got really weird. It got really, really weird really fast. And I just thank God that like I have more,
Respond to Bozak.
Yeah. Because I was 20. I mean, she was 19. I don't know. You know, and also me and Cassie aren't the same person. I don't know what Cassie's life looked like.
Coke is,
I don't know how she
Coke
grew
is not
up.
that bad.
I don't, you know, we're all different people with different minds.
Damn. So if I were up on you, I'd be like,
But I could have easily been groomed too. You know what I'm saying? Like, had it been not some weird ass producer and instead been a Jay-Z or a Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I would have been more impressionable. Maybe I would have been like, okay, well, you know what I don't think so, but like.
You think Diddy could have talked you into a freak off?
Maybe, who the fuck knows? You know what I'm saying?
Hold on now. About 15 escorts and a tub of baby oil. You think
he really told her that before she got there? Or do you think she got there and she was already drugged up? And he was like, here's the 15. You do think he sat her down and was like, okay, just so you know, before we get there, you're gonna have to bang with 15 dudes and do this and do that. Like, I doubt it. I'm pretty sure like they were all she was already there and shit just went crazy. And then before she knew it, she was already sucked in.
Okay, see, man.
And now she just got to do drugs every day to even just get by.
Oh God.
You know, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if her husband's a simp.
I'm not Cassie. I don't know. You know.
You think I could have thrown under? Hey, Sheila, let me help you into that career. Could you lick these old balls?
Scott doesn't believe. He doesn't have to believe. I know what my experience is.
Hey, thank you for telling that dude.
I'm not gonna drop names because I ain't no snitch like how y'all think I am.
Show us a picture.
No, I'm good.
What's his name?
I'm good.
Was he cute? Hideous dude.
He's so annoying.
Was he like, hey, do you know who that was? I could get you all this. All you gotta do is lick these old nuts. I'm just saying. I don't know what was going on with Cassie's mind, right? Whether she's the victim people think she is or whether she isn't. All I know is there's no fucking us walking down there with her after all this shit because they're just too messy and too much. And you with the new dude, but you're buying your Diddy behind his back. You behind Diddy's back with Kid Cudi and all. Like like a lot of moving parts of that shit.
Well, she and Diddy were not together when she and Kid Cudi started dating, right? I think what happened with Cassie is that she started off as the villain, trying to get a leg up, and then she quickly became the victim.
Because she went up.
But she went from villain status to victim status real fast. And now she's a little bit above.
She left her first dude and all of a sudden she's with, I'm with Diddy now. Not her first dude looking back and being like, hey, you should have stayed with me.
Yeah, exactly.